Sean, first, what did you make of that?
Well, pleased overall with late in the week we've had to adapt the team once again with the loss of Jared and Miko. Pleased with the defensive side of the performance. Obviously it's good to keep a clean sheet, and the mentality was good to make sure we did, and some good performances. Jimmy particularly getting thrown in again at right back and doing a very good job. Jordan playing well today especially. Keno strong, Taki and Keno between them, and Youngie steady as ever, so I was pleased with that side of the game. They're a good outfit, and I still think we caused enough trouble to maybe nick one, but it would have been a tight one, don't get me wrong. So overall, 3 games unbeaten. I think the mentality is getting stronger, and I think that shows in the way the team are finding that determination to make sure we look after ourselves.
Just how late were the calls on Branthwaite and Mikolenko? What did that do to your preparation?
Yeah, Miko later in the week. That was kind of Wednesday, Thursday. Jared would probably know a bit earlier, Monday, Tuesday, when we were looking at it going, I mean, these are maybes, and we have to be careful. They're just coming out of injury, or certainly Jared is. We're hopeful that he'll be back for the next one, and we will have to wait and see. And both of them, we're hopeful, and them being fit, it would be helpful. We're carrying a thin squad, which everyone knows, and then we've had umpteen injuries, and not all really serious ones, but missing 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and it's been a real challenge. That's for sure.
Do you think Dominic Calvert-Lewin should have had a penalty in the second half?
Yeah, I think it's a bizarre one. I mean, their penalty, I think it's a bit of to and fro, but at the end of the day, you can't do that. So therefore, we know that. And then, I mean, the thing that I can't work out, I see so many weak penalties, and then you see that, and he's clearly trying to strike the ball at goal. They're amazing athletes, but who knows? Who knows? Because we can't get penalties, so who knows?
Great, thank you.
Sean, big contribution from Jordan again, stood up when he was needed.
Yeah, I thought all of the team defensively, I thought it was a big contribution from everyone, to be honest. It's, a lot's been made of the defensive side, and rightly so, but I've said all along, or most of the time, it's been mainly mistakes, too many mistakes. And now we're cutting them out, and now we're looking stronger again. We've had 3 unbeaten, and we've looked stronger in them games defensively because we're cutting out the mistakes, and we're doing the basics better, the basic principles, the shape, the tactical understanding, and the awareness and the grit and determination to make sure we look after ourselves. The balance is then finding more of a threat up front and more of a threat going forwards. We did find pockets of that today, and some chances, and good chances, of course. But I think the balance is fair to say it's a good mini run of 3 undefeated and 5 points out of them 3.
Point gaining then.
Oh yeah. I mean, they're a good outfit, and we're patching the team together, and we're still being careful with some of the players who are playing to get that true match fitness. It will come. This break is probably necessary at this time. It's probably more helpful than not. To make sure we can try and get these bodies back, and some need work, some need a bit of rest, and make sure we can get them back on full fitness.
Paddy?
Sean, it's not the first time the squad has been stretched this season by any means. Have you been able to pinpoint why there have been so many injuries?
No, we've looked at varying things. Obviously, we look at training schedules, we look at pre-season. Of course, bodies coming back late. Don't forget different times of pre-season because they needed a rest from different competitions. And you're trying to look at all of that, and it's difficult because we carry a thin squad because of obviously the financial side. We know that, and it's unusual to get this many injured. And there've not been really too many really serious ones, which is more frustrating. If you get a serious one, there's not a lot you can do. But these ones have been 10 days, 2 weeks, but too many at once, and it's been hard. Trying to piece that together and stay resolute to the cause. But as I said, I think the mentality is growing again, and the way the team are operating is growing again to make sure we look after ourselves.
Relatively early change in the second half with Idrissa Gueye coming on. Can you just explain the thinking behind that?
Yeah, it was a tight call. Idrissa's done very well for us. He understands the way that we play because he's played a lot more football than Manga, and so it was just a tight call who played, to be honest. And Idrissa hasn't had a lot of training, missed almost 9 days, 8 days without training. We understand why, obviously, a family bereavement, but so yeah, it was a tight call, that one. So I was wondering, and then just saw that bit of extra experience, in there, and I thought he did a good job, and probably should have scored, obviously.
Any further questions? Well,
just Mikolenko, Sean's he going to go away for Ukraine, or is he going to
we'll wait and see. They have jurisdiction, so they might want to see him. I don't know yet, because they have jurisdiction. We can't keep him here. If they want to see him, they can see him.
What is the injury with him?
He's got a calf. A small calf strain, but it's enough to stop him, obviously, and Joe's got a thigh.
And just the words on James Garner coming in at right back.
Yeah, done terrific. I mean, I thought he did really well at Leicester. We know he can operate there. But I thought today was really good. You know, he looked like a player who's played there a lot, and he hasn't. And his energy looks like it's coming back. He had a spell when he just couldn't quite find that edge to himself. But he's looking good, and he's looking stronger. He's enjoying his football again, which I'm pleased to see. And I thought he delivered a very good performance today.
Carl, one more.
So I know you spoke about the collective responsibility, but just again on Jordan today, the importance of having a goalkeeper of such quality and such character.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's had his fair share of question marks this season, early this season, like we all have. Part of the resilience of being a footballer and a top footballer is that. It's about dealing with that and seeing it through and staying resolute to what you do. I think Young has done that, with his experience, his knowledge of what he does and his knowledge of the professional. Keano's done that as well. Loads of people have had questions, including myself, obviously. But that's part of what you do. That's part of being a professional. And he's a very good professional, and he's showing that with his performance today.
Okay, folks.
Thanks, everyone.
Scott, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, I think the big positive probably is that's certainly the most solid you've looked, I think, away from home all season. It is the slight disappointment that maybe when you had opportunities, the final ball just wasn't there, or you gave it away quite a lot.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with probably 90% of that. 90% of it. I think we did look more solid today. That is our best defensive performance of the season, especially when you consider the opponent, because Everton are very difficult to play against. A lot of direct play. One mistake can be fatal against them, whether that's not dealing aerially with the threat or the second ball. Set plays, again, defended really well. So I was really pleased with that aspect of our play. I thought we were much better with the ball today. It was a big step forward. It's the best we've been in sort of the first 2/3 of the pitch. Controlled the game, created the moments. Just the final ball was off. The final action was off. The individual actions were off in that attacking area. So that's the frustration. I mean, we had the defensive part there. We didn't have the attacking part.
And how was Anthony? Obviously, he'll be desperate to score, obviously, and he won't miss a penalty. But how is he, and kind of how is he being coming off and everything?
I think naturally he'd be disappointed, but I think much better performance from him here today than there was last year. So I think he dealt with the occasion really well. Thought tactically he gave them a problem. He played deep, technically very good. Didn't play really well. He did have his moments. He had his chance towards the end of the game as well. So I thought his overall performance was very good. As you say, anyone can miss a penalty. We absolutely support him. He's been incredible for us. So, but I thought today was a positive day for him.
And that said, though, it presumably will be a real boost for you to have Alexander and/or Callum back after the international break, because Anthony did well against City last weekend. He's obviously done well in a lot of aspects of the year, but he's all you've got, really, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, look, you're always going to miss your strikers if they're not fit. Any team you take, any focal point number 9 out a team, you're going to miss them. And I think the two that we've been missing are our top players. They're both different, of course, but I think you could see those elements of our game just slightly missing. That spark was missing, and I think in part that's down to them. Anthony's done incredibly well. The group's done incredibly well to plough on without them. But we'll be delighted to get them back if we can, and there's no guarantee with that. We hope the next 2 weeks we can see both of them in training, and hopefully they'll be fit for Brighton.
Got Jordan and then Craig.
To play well away from home, how integral is Jordan to that?
Yeah, I think he is. I mean, he brings that sort of standout quality, the ball winning aspect, the covering of ground. I thought he did all of those things today. But it wasn't just him. I think there was a really good feeling about our back four today. I thought they looked strong, solid aerially. I thought we did really well. Of course, your midfield play a huge part in protecting your back four, and in the main, very, very, very pleased. I think we minimised them to very few chances in the game. I think we have to take a lot of confidence from that. And we protected Nick. Nick had one big save to make, really.
Yeah, you mentioned the midfield. Is that the best balance you've probably seen this season from a three-man midfield?
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that. I think it's the best balance we've seen from the team, as well as the midfield. Everyone contributed. I thought it was a mature performance, solid performance away from home. I think the only thing missing, if we win that game 2-0, I don't think anyone would begrudge us doing so. What was the goals?
Greg? And it's a variation of the theme, but would you have won that game today with one out of Callum or Alex in the team?
Very difficult for me to give absolute certainty and clarity to that. My belief, we'd have a much better chance with them available.
Just on Kieran Trippier, was there a hamstring injury there?
Yeah, I don't know. He said he felt something. Look, you're going on gestures and actions. Then he went down and said he felt his hamstring. I haven't spoke to him about it afterwards.
And just one other one for this. How close is Sven Botman now? I know he's posted a couple of encouraging images the last couple of days. Is he a lot closer than we first thought of that?
No, I don't think so. I think he's progressing as we expect. I don't think you can see him. We expect to see him any time this month. It will be small steps, but positive steps. He's in a good place. Hopefully we'll see him towards the end of the year.
Can you, just last one before the international break, can you give a third, a quarter term report, an assessment on what you've seen to this point?
I think so far we've seen the groups together, the groups motivated to do well. We know we can play better, we know we can do more, and that's the challenge I'm going to set the players.
Just on Anthony, I mean, we've seen players disappear after the miss a penalty, but he did the exact opposite, probably his best outing.
Yeah, I thought he handled that disappointment really well, because I know from personal experience, not in terms of missing penalties, but making a mistake or a moment goes against you, and it can play on your mind because you know that's you're not going to be able to replay it, so it can affect you negatively. I don't think it did today. I think he really learnt from last season's game here, and of course his international experience and lots of other things that he's adding to his game to be able to deal with these situations. There's a lot of pressure on him in that moment. He's been an outstanding penalty taker. I see him work on it every day in training, so I've got no issues with him taking it or taking another one in the future. We really do back him, and I think he did really well today.
The team responded well from that moment. It's been celebrated like a goal, wasn't it? Again, you could have disappeared a bit.
Yeah, absolutely, because I think it was almost like a goal for them. The crowd were into the game in that moment. Felt like it was an unjust decision. I don't think it was, but the crowd felt that way, and then of course the game can turn on those moments. I thought we did well to control our emotions, and even second half towards the end of the game, I thought we were pretty much in control all the way through.
Just finally, probably last time Newcastle play here, being a football man, appreciating the traditions. Will you miss this place?
Probably not. Not from our games against them here. It's a difficult ground to come to. We've won here, we've lost here. What I will say, the Everton supporters create a great atmosphere for their team, so it is a difficult place to play. But looking forward to, if I'm still Newcastle manager, going next season.
So you fairly stole my thunder a bit there, Eddie. I was going to say, obviously your focus was very much on the Newcastle win today. You've had highs and lows at Goodison Park as a boy of Evertonian yourself. Just what are your reflections on the venue, because it probably will be the last time.
Yeah, I think it's an iconic venue. I think it's one of these stadiums that if you haven't been to any football stadiums in England, you've got to come to. This is a sort of a traditional, older style stadium that I think has certainly over the years had magic moments for Everton that have contributed to their history. So certainly not, from my side, disrespecting that. I think it's an iconic ground. It will be missed in sort of English football. Just from my own personal experiences here, haven't been overall, I'd say, positive as a manager, and I always reflect back on the losses. So some painful memories.
We've got Dom at the back to finish, please.
A couple of penalty shots today. You obviously got one. Everton felt we should have had one. Just what was your view on it?
Yeah, I think our one was clear on the replay. I didn't see it live. I had no way of knowing, but I thought on the replay it was clear it was a penalty. I haven't seen Everton shout again. I thought Dan stood his ground, naturally outside our way.
Your 300th Premier League match today, 20th manager to reach that milestone. How proud are you of that, and perhaps frustrated not to capture it?
Yeah, I had no idea until I was told earlier. I don't keep count of games. For me, it's always about the team. Individual stuff's irrelevant, but I think the thing that struck me upon hearing it was the 20th manager to do that, and it just goes to show how quickly time goes, and we've all got to try and enjoy every moment.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.